Welcome to Getting Started Secrets Guide to Network Marketing Part 2, Critical Concepts by Harold G. Walters of haroldgwalters.com. If you want to be able to confidently approach your friends and family in an effective, authentic way without feeling weird or embarrassed so that you can have fast success, this training is for you. If you have just enrolled in a network marketing company or getting started and want fast success, this training is for you. It's in addition to your company and team training and goes right along with it. If you see other people succeeding in network marketing and wonder, why not me? This training is for you. If you're willing to invest a little time so that you can be far more effective in recruiting new business partners and acquiring new customers, this training is for you. If you're not willing to invest a little time, then maybe you should consider whether your level of desire lines up with your level of effort. Now, if you've already watched Part 1, Your Market and Your Reason Why, congratulations! You're already ahead of the pack, and you're setting yourself up for success. If you've not yet watched Part 1, go back and watch that, as it's crucial for your understanding of Part 2. You can find out more about me at haroldgwalters.com/about or in Part 1. Now, if you like what you see in this training, then you can download your free Getting Started Secrets Guide at haroldgwalters.com, which includes a special bonus of what to do about your burned out market. The first critical concept is setting expectations with your sponsor, because that prevents surprises and hurt feelings on both sides. Now, Eric Worre has a 4-part close, but the first 3 questions are really excellent for setting expectations. The first question is, how much money per month would you have to make on a part-time basis to make doing this business worth your time? The second question is, how many hours per week could you devote to developing a X dollars per month part-time income? And the third question is, how many months would you work to develop an X dollars per month part-time monthly recurring income? Another question is, how fast do you want to go? So do you want to just hold a position? You want to kind of ease into this? Or do you want to make your initial investment back and get into a profit as quickly as possible? So if your sponsor notices you're getting off track, do you want them to get in touch with you and have a coaching and strategy session? Or do you just want them to leave you alone and figure it out for yourself? Now, at a minimum, your sponsor and their expert should help you, 1, get started and launch your business, 2, connect you to the group training either online or at live events, and 3, be appreciative of you at whatever level of involvement you have. Now, if you're productive and plugged into the training, and if they have the level of expertise to do it, they should periodically, individually coach and mentor you. Now, many sponsors will go beyond this level of involvement, but make sure you're both clear on exactly what all this means to both of you. Now, this training is not about social media, but because when people first get started, they're really excited and they want to tell the world, but there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. So we're going to go over some social media do's and don'ts. And the first and most important and universal rule is, don't ever put your company, your product, your service, your team name, or your product picture in a post or photo on your social media sites. You do want to keep people curious so that your options are open on how to approach them. Now, why? Because a lot of times people say, let's just put this everywhere. Because you want to increase curiosity and decrease resistance, and then create conversation and interaction. Your goal on social media is to create a one-on-one conversation. Now, if you post your company, your product, or team name on your social media, they don't need you. They just need to Google and find someone who already has more success than you have, or find some negative post, and you'll just never know. Another rule is, don't just pitch your product or service or business. Something like, join my team, join my business, here's a link. You're going to be labeled as a spammer, and you can get banned. Another rule is, don't mass email, don't mass message, don't tag people without their knowledge, don't tag people not in a photo. Now, no negative or divisive posts. Now, I know some people feel very strongly about their politics and their religion, but really, people don't go on social media to learn all about your politics and your religion. So don't put negative comments or divisive comments on your social media. This is your business, okay? Your personal pages are going to be shifting a little bit from just being you spouting off about whatever you want to talk about to people are going to come and look at your page to evaluate who you are and decide, do they want to be in business with you? So never, never, never send a link without getting an appointment first for a follow-up, okay? Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. You need to ask yourself, would someone want to join me after looking at my profile? Some things to do. Do clean up old partying photos and posts of other undesirable activity. Do have a good quality profile picture. Now, your profile picture is not a cartoon, it's not a pet, it's not a stock photo, it's not your product, it's not a picture of your kid, it's not a picture of you and your friends, it's just a picture of you, okay? Your banner picture should be more lifestyle oriented. So you can have, lifestyle, friends, family, team, event photos and posts. However, keep your company and products and their names out of your pictures. On the Facebook settings, you want to set your review posts you're tagged in to on and set review tag people add to on and who can post on my timeline to off, to only me, okay? Because you're going to want to control what gets on your timeline. And you don't want people putting your product name, your team name, your company name onto your timeline. Another critical concept is effectiveness and efficiency. Now, effectiveness and efficiency both imply creating a desired result. Efficiency means how well does an activity create the desired result? In other words, how well does it work? Efficiency is simply how much desired result is created by how much activity in. The equation is efficiency is equal to desired result out divided by activity in. For example, walking may be an effective way to get you to the store, but driving is more efficient. Both methods will get you there, but driving takes less of your time and energy. So how should you communicate? When should you use what technology? Text, cell phone, Facebook message, Facebook Messenger voice recorder, Skype, Zoom, in person. There are lots of ways to communicate. Why does it matter? Because our hot market contains only a limited number of people. We need to use our most effective methods of communications to maximize our chances of a positive result. As we eventually move out to our cold market, our communication effectiveness can decline significantly because the cold market is essentially infinite. Now, I've seen others, and I've been a victim myself of being taught to use a method of communication that's appropriate for cold market on my hot market. Now, once I figured out what they did to me, I was so angry because your hot market contains the people you care about most, and they deserve the best chance to benefit from your product or service in business. Now, face-to-face communication is simply the most effective and 100% baseline, but most situations do not hit the sweet spot of effectiveness and efficiency. So, the next critical concept is communication tools and technology effectiveness. The effectiveness of written communication is so low that you simply cannot afford to use it with your limited hot market. Oral communication is the absolute minimum effectiveness because you cannot convey the emotion of your why over a text chat. You should use either oral or visual communication exclusively for your hot market as they hit the sweet spot of effectiveness and efficiency. Use whichever you're more comfortable with. Now, in person is harder for most people because it's difficult to break off communication in a nice and postured way when your prospect starts asking you too many questions. Now, you may not be accustomed to talking on the phone or video chat, but think of the impact you'll have on your friends and family if they see you doing this. They'll know you're serious because you're communicating in a way that's not typical for you. But that being said, it's better to be less effective than to give up. I'll have a training on how to most effectively communicate by text or messenger in the future. The endless question is, should you approach your hot market to be a customer or a business partner? And the answer, of course, is it depends. And your knowledgeable sponsor should help you sort them out. I've included a couple of guidelines here to help you though. The vast majority of people are not seen as super successful in business by their family and friends. Therefore, you should approach the majority of your friends and family as customers. This is just normal. For example, if you opened a restaurant, would you ask your friends and family to come by and try out your restaurant, or would you ask them to open a restaurant? Do you think more people eat at restaurants, or do more people own restaurants? So you should also approach them as customers if they're totally satisfied with their finances, their job, their business. Maybe they just started a brand new job or business. Or maybe they're just retired and they don't want to take anything on. If they're negative or lazy, well, you sure don't want them in your business. Or maybe they have an issue or problem that your product or service directly positively impacts. Of course, you should approach them with your product or service. The advantage with friends and family is that you know these things. If they're in the middle of a significant life event like a birth or death or marriage, just simply love and support them and put this on the back burner for a few weeks. Now, for the handful of people who are seen as super successful in business, you should approach the majority of your hot market as business and the minority of your hot market as customers. Since the minority of people are not seen by their friends and family as super successful in business, you should approach the minority of your friends and family as potential business partners. Now, this is super critical to understand. You cannot overcome their view of your lack of success by yourself. You need the social proof of your more senior business partners. There's an old saying, a prophet has no honor in his own country, and that's so true. Because they know you, they know your history, right? They know that you aren't super successful in business. So you're going to be approaching them about being super successful in business. That just doesn't make sense. You need the help of your senior business partners. You should approach them as business partners if they're not satisfied with their finances, their job, or their business, if they're ambitious, if they're hardworking, if they're already successful, or if they have some other need that your business can fulfill. The ideal candidate is ambitious, hardworking, successful, with high integrity, but not satisfied. For the handful of people who are seen as super successful in business, you should approach the majority of your hot market as business partners and the minority as customers. Ray Higdon has the very best definition of posture that I've ever come across. He says that posture is the belief in what you have regardless of external acceptance, approval, or agreement. So let me say that one more time. Posture is the belief in what you have regardless of external acceptance, approval, or agreement. In the movie The Matrix, Morpheus believes that Neo is the one who's going to save them all. So Morpheus' leader says to him, "Not everyone believes what you believe." Morpheus says, "My beliefs don't require them to." Does Morpheus have posture or what? Google it and watch. Nothing's going to shake his belief. Simply put, posture equals belief. Posture's kind of like confidence, and posture is not about being rude or crude. A postured person does not pitch his product or service, never chase people. If your prospect leans away, you lean away to the degree that they are. Posture saves yourself time and increases your sales, but most importantly, and this is super critical, posture helps you to feel better about yourself and you can look forward to your conversations with people. You will have people try to put you down about the network marketing profession for the following reasons. Ignorance. They just don't know. Google and watch Super MLM Man by Richard Brooke if you want to see something funny about how little people know about this profession. Previous bad experience with network marketing and previous bad experience with network marketers. Never, never, never allow someone to put you down. If they do, you need to posture up, and if they continue, you take it away fully and you be okay with they were not the type of person you wanted in your business anyway. Another critical concept is the psychology of duplications. Your prospects are watching, deciding if they want to and can do the process you're following with them. There's an old saying in network marketing, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. And that's so very true. Therefore, we use tools in a system, in other words, things that are not you, whenever possible. The use of tools minimizes the time you have to spend in the recruiting process and increases the belief that they can do it, both time-wise and skill-wise. Enrolling someone in a network marketing business is not a simple transactional sale. Trained salespeople often have a problem with this concept. So you're not selling them a product or service, you're selling them on a concept. And the concept is they can do this and they can fulfill their needs, their wants, their desires by doing what you're doing, and you and your senior business partners can lead them to where they want to go. People don't say no to the business, they say no to what they're going to have to do if they say yes. One of the keys to duplication is that brand new business partners should not be answering questions. I tend to use the terminology business partner because it's relatable and it sounds nice, but you may call them reps or distributors or independent business owners. What happens is that because your hot market knows you and they want to look smart, they're going to ask you questions about the product and service and the business. Now, even though you may know the answers, if you do answer, two things absolutely will happen. One, you'll quickly get to questions you don't know the answer to and you're going to get stuck. And two, they'll think that they have to answer the hard questions and they don't join you because of it. So refer questions to something that is not you. It should either be your expert or a tool, your proof. The next critical concept is the duplication dozen process. So this is a process that you're going to go through, not a tool. So first off, you start off with a prospect. Okay? So because you're new, because you have a new hot market, you already have prospects. Later on, when you're cool and cold market, you're going to go out and get prospects. The next step is to invite, and the third step is to edify. Typically, a new person is only responsible for invite and edify. The fourth step is a setup process, and that is really a powerful step that most people leave out. And I've only ever heard two trainers ever train on this topic. And so I'm going to give a training on that here pretty soon. The next step is to present, then edify, then follow up, take them to an event, either in live or online, to close them, to enroll them, to launch them, and to train them. Now, once you've done all this, they are ready to duplicate what you've done with them with someone else. Now, not immediately, because to learn how to do all this stuff takes time, okay? And you should never expect someone, because you just walked them through the entire process with them, for them to be able to do it with someone else. But a new person, again, is typically only responsible for having the prospect and to invite and edify in most companies. So until they duplicate by following this process with someone on their team, they're in the business, but the business is not yet in them. So let's take a look at the diagram here. So the prospect knows you and trusts you, right? And you're going to show respect for the expert, for the proof, whether that's a person or a tool. It's something that's not you, okay? So because the prospect trusts you and you've shown respect for the expert and the proof, now the prospect shows respect for the expert and proof, not you. And that allows them to be effective. The duplication dozen process is the most general and comprehensive process. I've used the most common industry standard names for each step, but they're called by many names, many different names. Regardless of the names, they're accomplishing the same things. Many systems do not use all the steps, and of course, your prospect may not require all the steps. In all cases, you're edifying the proof, whether that proof is a person or a tool or both. So let me flip back to the slide here and let's talk through it. There are lots of different systems and they go by lots of different names. A common one is called peak and pass. In this system, you peak, that's the invite. You pass, that's the edification. You pass, that's the setup. You present, and then you follow up on a three-way call. A more modern approach is Facebook group video, ag tagging message. You invite, that's where you build rapport and pique interest. You edify, that's where you three-way message. Then you set up, and then your presentation is you add and tag them, and you let them look at a pinned post, and you follow up with a three-way message. So again, there are lots and lots of these different systems, and they're all called by different names, but you can fit them into this general process. So what presentation approach should you use? Typically, you should use the presentation exposure method that your senior business partners use because they're going to be the ones helping you with it. They all work, but they differ in effectiveness and efficiency. I tend to use the high efficiency ones the most. So let's jump over to the slide and let's look at some of these. So you can see the chart with the different presentation approaches. Let me pick out a couple of these. Of course, a two-on-one or one-on-one in person, very, very effective, but very low efficiency because you're only talking to one person at a time. And you got your travel time to and from the meeting. Now, a home meeting can be super effective, and if you've got a huge meeting, pretty high efficiency, but a lot of times, honestly, you get a new person started and you know, they just don't have that that influence over their hot and warm markets, and they don't get a lot of people to their meetings, so you're not very efficient. Finally, you can get to something that's very, very highly efficient, like a Facebook group video ad tag message or a live Skype or Zoom call. Very super efficient and pretty effective. So let's talk a little bit about personal development. The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. So take your travel time, your drive time, your waiting time, your shower time, your getting ready time, your music time, and instead listen to an audio that will train you and help develop you as a person. Use some of your, or all of your TV time to watch video and take notes while you're doing it. Readers are leaders. Your team may have a recommended reading list. Books are probably the most cost-effective way to get training. If you prefer listening to audio over reading, many of the same books are available in audio format from your library or Audible. Some of my favorite network marketing sales and mindset trainers are Ray and Jessica Higdon, Eric Worre, Todd Falcone, Cesar L. Rodriguez, Tanya Eliza, John and Nadia Melton, Tom Big Al Schreider, Bob Berg, Danny Johnson, Richard Brooke, Brandon Bouchard, Darren Hardy, Jim Rome, and Tony Robbins. A quick word of warning though, for the moment, don't get distracted by pure internet marketing training when you first get started. Social media training is okay. Google them, watch some of their free content, and if you like their style and their content, review a lot of their free content before buying anything, okay? Before investing that money, make sure you really like them. If you'd like more information, have suggestions for future trainings, or want direct one-on-one coaching, my most current and up-to-date contact information can always be found at haroldgwalters.com/contact. That's haroldgwalters.com/contact. Look for part 3 of this training at haroldgwalters.com or gettingstartedsecrets.com. Confidently approach your friends and family in an effective, authentic way without feeling weird or embarrassed so that you can have fast success by downloading your free Getting Started Secrets guide at haroldgwalters.com or gettingstartedsecrets.com. Thank you for investing your time with me here today. Don't give up on your dreams. Live your dreams and bring your extraordinary life into reality. Take back your freedom. Reach the people that only you can reach, and join me in making the world a better place for all of us. I'm Harold G. Walters, and I empower you to find and fulfill your destiny. Your results and experiences will vary, and there are no guarantees either expressed or implied. Your earnings will depend entirely upon you, your individual skills and abilities, your desire, your effort, your time work, your leadership, the market conditions, and your ability to acquire customers and recruit distributors. All examples are to show you what is possible, not what you should expect to achieve. Getting Started Secrets Guide to Network Marketing is copyright 2018 by Harold G. Walters.